Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of the JMU X Labs AR social media filter pop-up. In this episode, we're going to be going over how to add sounds to your filters and also how to manipulate the microphone. We're going to introduce how to trigger things by events, such as smiling or winking or doing other actions with your face. And finally, we're going to introduce patches, which is how you program AR filters, although there's no actual coding involved, which makes things a little bit more simple. Once again, we're starting out with a brand new project. So to get us started, let's see if we can add a sound to our filter. I have this little jingle of the JMU fight song that I want to add. So, to begin, we have to go down to Add Asset. And from there, we click on Audio Playback Controller. This is what's going to control our audio during the filter. So whether it loops, when it's playing, when to reset it, all of that. So if we go up to Audio in this corner, we can scroll down, Import, and here's my little jingle. One quick thing that I forgot to mention, if you're trying with your own sound files at home, the files need to be of a .m4a format, and also they need to be mono, not stereo files. It's just a weird quirk that the program has. Now, currently we have nowhere that's actually playing and outputting the sound. So, in order for us to actually hear it, we have to go down to Focal Distance, right-click, Add, and we have to add a speaker. And that's what's actually going to play our sound in the scene, because otherwise, if we were to hit play, we wouldn't actually hear anything. So, if we go to speaker, we now have to add our audio, and we can click our audio playback controller. So, now if we go back here, and we click play, you can hear it. And if we loop it, it'll play over and over again. And like I said, if we got rid of the speaker, it would cut off. So wait for it to play. The sound goes bye-bye. Now that we have our nice JMU fight song, let's go ahead and edit the mic. So if I want to sing along, my voice is super high while I'm doing it. In order to do that, we'll have to go to View, click on it, and go Show Hide Patch Editor. This is going to bring up a new window down here. Now there's two ways you can add patches. The first one is you can drag certain objects into it. So for example, we can drag our microphone in. The other way is we can double click or click Add Patch. That's going to bring us a list of different things we can add. So for this instance, let's say I want to make my voice higher. So we're going to go to Pitch Shifter and we'll add patch. Now each one of these square rectangles is a patch. On the left side here, you have these input nodes, and that's what's going to bring the data into this patch. The middle part, some kind of magic thing is happening. It depends on what the patch is, the effect will be different. And then on this right side here, you have the output. So for this patch, you can input audio and you'll get slightly different pitched audio on the way out. So here on our microphone, we can see that our output, which is on the right side, is an audio type. So we can connect the audio output of the microphone to the audio input of the pitch editor or the pitch shifter. So now we have that connected. And let's say I want to do a 1 octave jump, which I think is 12 semitones. Now we need another way to output the sound, just like we did with the JMU fight song. So we'll have to go back to Focal Distance and add another speaker. And for consistency's sake, let's rename these. So this can be mic speaker, and this can be song speaker. Now, if we go to mic speaker, you might have noticed these little arrows that are along the side of some of the attributes. If you click those, this is actually a third way you can add stuff into the patch editor. So in this case, we want to click audio. So normally with like the speaker, you would be able to click here and add your audio like we did with the fight song. However, in this case, once you've added it, you're no longer able to click it. That's because it's whatever the audio is going to be played is determined by the patch down here now. So if we take our audio output here and we connect it, now what's happening is our microphone is putting its sound through the pitch shifter, it's going up an octave, and then it's getting fed into the speaker and it'll play. Now, currently my voice doesn't sound pitched up. And the reason why that is because in the microphone, we don't actually have a preview sound that's going on right now. It's not doing a continuous live feed until we're actually testing this in the app. So if we go to microphone and we want a preview, we can go down to preview, And we can either do a live microphone preview or add a preview file. I've tried the live microphone preview, but I was having some trouble getting it to work, so we're just going to do a preview file. You go ahead and click that. I have this one prepared of just me saying hello world. And then you can hear my voice much higher. And then you can disable it once you're done hearing it loop over and over again. So now we have our pitched up voice and we have our fight song. The only problem is I don't really know when the song is going to start, and I want to be able to do some action that can trigger the start of the song so I know when to start singing. Let's say I want to be able to nod my head and have that start the song. So to begin, we're going to have to go back and add a face tracker like we had before. So we'll go to focal distance and add face tracker. And we have that. And if we go down to this bottom part now, interactions, we can actually create a patch based on some kind of interaction. So we can click create, and I want to do this based on a head nod. And that automatically puts a couple of chain things together down in the patch editor. So now we have this node of a head nod essentially. So from there, I want it to go ahead and play the song when I do the head nod. So if we go back to our audio playback controller, if you look, we have those little arrows next to the play, loop, and reset actions. So we can click play, and that'll add that. Now, one thing to note is this little on and off switch. In order for the head nod to actually trigger the audio playback controller, we're going to need some kind of intermediary that says, hey, is the head nod an on or an off switch? So to do that, we can double click or go to add patch, and we can actually search for a switch patch. And here we have three options for the input. Either our head nod can flip this switch on and off, it can always send an on switch, or it can always send an off switch. For this case, we'll want to do an always on switch, so we'll go to this middle one. And from here, we do this on off, and we do it to the patch. One last thing we need to do is also add a reset switch, because otherwise, if we leave this as it is, once we do our head nod once, we won't be able to do it again. So if we go up here to reset and we click that, we now have our reset patch, and we can connect this head nod to reset. So now, if I do my head nod, it plays a sound. And if you look down here in the patch editor, you can see kind of like, almost like an electrical signal go through when I nod. So now that we have our finished product, we're ready to export it and test it on the app. Before we do that, make sure you go back to your microphone, and you want to get rid of the preview and turn off the disabled mic so you can actually get your sound in on the app. So if you remember from last time, we're going to go over to test on this device, and we'll do send. And now we'll see the finished product. So, as you heard from that clip, or through your own tests at home, both components work together. One small bug though that I didn't realize is if you try to record a video while you're singing on the Spark AR app, you actually can't hear the fight song jingle while you're recording. You can only hear it once you're done with the recording. I'm not quite sure why that is, and that's a bug on my part that I didn't realize, and I apologize for that. Although that's also a challenge for you all. If you find some way to get around that, or if the bug disappears once you actually upload it to Facebook or Instagram, please reach out and let us know. I would love to hear your problem solving on that. And with that, we've reached the end of episode 3. Join us next time. We're going to be learning how to do color filters, and we're going to be doing some more with patches, and specifically some color math, which will be cool. See you guys there.